It's I think it's about midday maybe, so I'm really hungover.
No, princess.
Last night we ended up in Amoeba, which is in Clifton, and myself and my friend got drank under the table by a Catholic priest. Like the poshest man who has ever existed, also a Catholic priest. And yeah.
Every time I approach this building, I can't help, or I approach it from this angle, I can't help but think it just looks like a giant bishop. I get it, they're an easy way to get around the city and sort of relatively cheap, and you know, they're everywhere, but they just get left places. Sometimes outside people's doors. What is going on here? Does that mean that his truck is a seductress? Does that mean he's fucking his truck? I don't know what this means. Hi, I have a very odd request. Alright, okay. I'm writing a short story, and I need to know, well I don't need to know, but I'd like to know how many people are in this building on a Sunday morning at peak time, which I would imagine is peak time Sunday morning.
So, if there's a full complement of staff, 450.
4 to 4:50. Right, and that's okay. All right, thank you very much.
Based on full staffing levels and first rush people.
Okay, perfect. Thank you very much.
So what's the novel about?
I've got to do an introduction first. Right, so let's do the introduction. I've come here to the pub, as you can see, and I'm here with my friend Maddie, who's going to help me explain these books instead of me doing 5 points like everybody else does, and also I hate tradition, as I've already covered in a previous vlog. Are you ready, Maddie?
Yeah.
Okay, shall we start with the use of weapons?
And what's it about?
It's set in Iain Banks' culture universe, which is it's a science fiction book, and the culture are a culture who've been in space for 12,000 years. They have like a huge space empire that goes right across the galaxy, and they live in a utopia, and they spend their entire time mucking around with other civilizations, trying to get them up to a utopic level. They use there's a section in the culture called Contact, and they do that, and then within Contact is a section called Special Circumstances, and in Special Circumstances is a man called Zakawi. He's the main character of this book, and it's about his life leading up to becoming a member of Special Circumstances, and then it's about culture chasing around after him because he goes rogue.
Okay, so how did you find it?
I read one of the first one that I read was Consider Phlebas, I think, which was the first one, which I thought was okay, and then a few years later I approached this and found it completely unapproachable. Read 2 or 3 of the others, really enjoyed them, and then came back to this. As you can see, I've just come back to it, so I'm halfway through it.
Okay, so what's good about it then?
What's good about it? It's Iain Banks is great at what we call space operas. So all the tech is really cool, all the AIs are really cool, the characters are quite good. The AI characters, incidentally, are the best things in these books. They're better than the human characters, generally speaking, and it's also it's creatively structured. So we get Zakawi's story going back in time, forward through the book, and then we get the culture story leading to Zakawi going forward through the book.
Okay, what's bad about it?
It's complicated and you have to read it twice.
How long did it take you?
The first time it took me, I think, maybe a week, and this time it's taken me, well, to get that far, 2 evenings.
Okay, and would you recommend it?
Definitely, but not as the first book out of the culture series, not even close. So now we're going to cover Flights by Olga Tokarczuk. I think that's how you say her name. I apologise to any Polish speakers out there. I don't know.
Sorry, what's it about?
It's I don't know what it's about, to be honest. It seems to be a collection of meditations on travel. So far I've come across sort of 3 distinct characters, all of which seem to be contained within short stories, which are maybe 50 pages long, and then well, not 50 pages, more like 20 pages long, and then it moves on to these little sections here where it just talks about things to do with travel.
Okay, and how did you find this one?
I found this because, as regular viewers know, I work as a chauffeur, and one of the jobs that we... Sorry, we had an interruption there, as regular viewers know, I film all of this on my phone, and my phone went off, so I got to... Anyway, Fitzcarraldo Editions, they're a client of ours, and last year I transported Svetlana Alexievich, who was a previous Nobel Prize literature person. I bought her book and got it signed, and then this year I transported this lovely lady from the Hay on Wye Festival, and she signed it, which comically she says, remembering our long trip. So obviously she didn't enjoy it. So yeah, that was good, wasn't it?
And what's good about the book?
What's good? It's beautifully written. The prose is beautiful, and it's genuine literature. This is really good as far as style and substance goes.
And what's bad about it?
I've had a conversation with a friend of mine about the fact that what the novel actually is. Should it be something like this which has a plot, or is it something like this which doesn't have a plot? And maybe we should have a new word for something like this. But maybe, novel means new, so maybe there's no common thread in it. I don't really know what it's about, and I don't really know where it's going. And maybe that's the point in it. But at the same time, I want to know,
So how long has it taken you to read, or have you finished it yet?
God, blimey! I'm what am I? 113 pages in, as you can see. I've been reading it on and off for a few weeks now because I can't really handle much more than 10 or so pages of it, because it's so dense and it's so beautiful and it's so considered. So I suppose that's a negative point as well, in the sense that I'm just not clever enough to be able to swallow it whole.
Would you recommend it though?
I would, yeah, simply because I think it's good for English readers to get out of the box and read a non-English speaking writer, and because it is, as I say, it's really good quality prose. It's good stuff.
Good.
focus during when you're recording?
It's filming.
Okay, great. So now we're filming. I'm probably going to keep that bit in before because I like, you know, just pulling the sheets from the. Don't worry. I'm probably gonna drink some beers now. So comment, like, subscribe, Instagram puzzle writer. Do it.
Enough.